Hey guys, welcome to Salty Ginger Talk. If you're a returning listener, great to have you back. If you're new to the channel, really glad you joined us. Hope you like what you hear. So our guest tonight is Warnell Williams III. He's a really busy guy. He's working on developing an acting career, music career, both as a performer and starting up a record label. He is a brand ambassador, and he's going to come on and talk about his experience in those businesses. So let's bring Warnell on now. So, Warnell, welcome to saltygingertalk.com. Thanks for coming onto the podcast.
No problem, no problem. Thanks for having me, Joe.
Yeah, you bet. So, Warnell and I caught up a couple weeks ago, had a conversation. We've been looking forward to this conversation. He is a busy guy. He's got a lot of irons in the fire, and we're going to kind of talk about all of those things and his experiences in his life and share what he's learned and have a good conversation. So I've been looking forward to reconnecting with you again. So if you wouldn't mind, tell the audience a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do for work? Let's just start there.
All right, well, originally I was born in Daytona Beach, Florida. Well, first of all, let me start off with my name, my bad. My name is Warnell Williams III, of course. My stage name is JDAGXD. Uh, I'm a model also, so my other stage name is Jizzy. So I got like three different names. Uh, I
What
was,
do
I
people
was
say
born.
when they call? Does it depend on who calls you? What like they use different names when they call you?
Yeah, yeah, like I got a nickname, so it's like my grandma called me my nickname. Other people call me my nickname. When I go to the studio, people call me my stage name. When I'm on stage performing, people call me my stage name. When I'm on set doing movies, people call me my real name. When I'm modeling, people call me my other name. So it's like when I go to like different settings, it's a different name for each setting. It's never the same name. Like um, but originally I was born in Daytona Beach, Florida. I moved to Atlanta when I was 2.5 years old, and I've been here my whole life. I'm 22 now, so I've been here for a long time. Also for work, I'm an electrician. I just started that like 3 days ago. That's my 9 to 5 job. But then as far as like careers, I'm an actor, I'm a businessman, I'm a CEO, I'm a recording artist, I'm an author, I'm a model, and I am a brand ambassador.
Nice. So I'm glad
And
that you stopped at seven. You're going to need another hand there. You're running out of fingers with all the stuff you got
it's
going
it's
on.
probably more. It's probably more, but I can't think of everything right now because my brain is kind of foggy. But it's probably
That's
more.
all right. That's all right. I like the hustle. So, how'd you wind up? Let's start with the electrician. Let's start with the boring one, and then we can work our way to the more fun
Okay.
stuff. How'd you wind up as an electrician?
All right, man. So it's a funny story, man. When I was like 18, 19, I ran into a guy named Richard, but we call him Mr. Rich for short. He's 60 years old. And I don't know, it's been so long ago, but I just happened to be in the gas station where he was. We ended up talking. He was like, yo, like I do electrical work. You can work with my company, this, that, and the third. So he gave me his number. So normally when he sees people, he'll give them their card. I mean, he'll give them his card, but instead of him giving me his card, he just gave me his number. So it's like we talked maybe like one time, maybe after that, and then it's like we just lost contact. I had the same number and stuff like that, but I lost his number. I guess maybe I didn't save it or something like that. I just lost it, and then he just happened to just call me out the blue last week. Like he literally just happened to call me because I'm 22 now, and I haven't talked to him since I was 18, so it's been like 4 years. So he like, yeah. Uh, First he called me. I didn't know who the number was, and then he texted me. He was like, Warnell, it's Mr. Rich. So I'm like, Mr. Rich, that sounds familiar. So I'm like, okay, cool, 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 cool. So I called back. And then when I called back, he was like, yo, he was like, this Miss Rich just weren't there. I'm like, yeah. He was like, I was like, long time no see, man. I saw you at the gas station years ago. I don't know what he was doing at the gas station, but he's just happy to be at the gas station. He was telling me about, your company, and he was telling me about electrical work and how you'll pay me good and this, that, and the third. So he like, yeah, man. I got a job coming up next week, which is this week. We're gonna be at this location. We're gonna be doing this. I'm gonna pay you every week. I'm like, okay, cool. How much am I gonna get paid? He was like, how much you want to get paid? I'm like, honestly, I'll take whatever. He was like, I'll pay you 15 an hour. You'll work 8 hours a day. you'll work 5 days a week and you'll get paid every Friday. I'm like, oh, okay. You gotta tell me twice. Okay, okay.
Mm,
So yeah, so that's how that was. So I started with him Monday, which is 3 days ago. So this will be my fourth day, and then I get paid tomorrow. So tomorrow I get my first check. But it's
nice.
he he cool though, bro. Honestly, like it's a boring job, but we get off early. We go to work early, so it's like 8 to 3:30. We get off like 3:30 every day, which is perfect because I have other things that I have to do outside of work. So it's like I'm able to get up early and go to work, make my money, and then like when I come home, like let's just say I might have a movie I have to film at this time, I can go do it. Or I might want to go to the studio, lay down some tracks, I can go do it. So it's boring, but it's cool. Like I like everybody I work with, you know what I'm saying? They feed us every single day. Like today we had pizza. Like they went to the ghetto Papa John's and they bought 2 boxes of pizza. Then they went to Walmart. They bought 2 cartons of Minute Maid. One was strawberry lemonade. The other one was fruit punch. So yeah, it's cool. Like it's boring, but then it's fun at the same time. Cause it's like when I go to work, it don't even seem like it's work, you know? Like everybody's cool with me. I'm cool with everybody. They pay me good, you know what I'm saying? They feed me every day. So it don't even seem boring. But then on other times I'm like, yo, like dang, I wish I could be doing something else, you know. But it's cool for now. It's just a stepping stone until I get to where I really, really need to be, you know, it's just a stepping stone.
No, it sounds like a good setup. And, especially being in the entertainment industries, because you're doing multiple things, tons and tons of actors have had, you got to pay the bill somehow while you're making your way and building your career. So,
Hmm.
Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, and Star Wars franchise, he started off as a carpenter. And he actually got his job on Star Wars as Han Solo, which is, an iconic character,
Hmm.
because he was a carpenter at George Lucas, the director's house. That's how he met him. He was actually doing woodwork. He was building cabinets at George Lucas's house. And they got to talking. He said, "Yeah, I'm an actor." And so that's how he wound up with that job. It's a pretty cool story.
Bro, that's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. That's
Yeah.
so dope.
You never know where it's going to lead to.
Yeah. You got to
So
pay
it's
the bills somehow.
yeah. Sounds like they're taking good care of you. That's good. Are you
Oh
doing
yeah.
on that job, are you doing residential or commercial work?
Uh, what's the difference? Because I'm just not
So
learning. What's the
no,
difference?
no, it's all good. Residential is like in somebody's house. Commercial is in an office building or a school or a
Mm,
company.
I mean, it's really both. Like for us, the employees is more commercial, but then for him, it's more like residential. Because it's like he has other jobs, so it's like we'll do our job like commercially, but then after the commercial work is over, he'll go residentially and go to somebody
Gotcha.
else's house.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's not
And he
uncommon.
does that every day.
Yeah, I've actually flipped, I don't know, 30, 40 houses. And so I've actually got quite a bit of experience in managing those types of projects in the construction trade. So it's good work. Like it's a good skill to fall back on because like you're in Atlanta now, but with your business that you're trying to get into and build a career in, who knows? You could wind up in New York, you could wind up in Chicago, you could wind up in Los Angeles, you could wind up all over the world. And while you're building your career, if you need to make money, it's always good to have a skill like being an electrician or knowing how electric jobs work. So you can always get some money coming in while you're making your way. So that's good.
Hmm.
Good job.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. So, okay. So that's the electrician part. That's just what you're doing while you're building your. Let's talk about the fun stuff. How'd you get into acting?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a great question. Like when people ask me that, I love people that. That's a fun question. There's nothing boring about that question at all. Uh, hey, my bad, bro. If I'm prolonging, my bad, bro. I'm just so excited, bro. My bad if I'm prolonging the answer.
No, no, it's all good.
Uh, man. So I started in high school, bro. I started at 15. Funny story, bro. It is dope. Like, bro, when I tell you this, you're gonna be like, yo, like what? All right, bro. So I used to be in an after school program. Some people call it STEAM, some people call it STEM. So STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
Mm,
STEM is without the arts. So school, like in high school, school is over like 3:30. So the after school program starts probably around maybe like 4, and it's probably over maybe around maybe like 5. So it's like a good hour, hour and a half. It's like a handful of students, maybe like 10 of us, something like that. It's maybe like 3 or 4 teachers. You might have other teachers that maybe work at other schools. They'll come to our school for after school program. Some of our teachers that actually work for that school during the time. And we'll do homework. You know, if you have homework, if you don't have homework, they'll make you find some constructive to do. You know how it is. You know, you're in school,
Sure.
like, yo, you're in school, so you have to find something to do. Even if you don't have work, like bring a book. You know what I'm saying? Do research. Look up this, look up that, this, that, and third. And then we'll have like snacks and stuff like that. Like they'll even buy us food. Like we'll have pizza, or we might have Chick-fil-A, or we might have Bojangles, or we got fruit snacks, we got granola bars, we got this, that, and the third. And then, you know, you got your friends too. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have 2 or 3 people in the after school program that's probably in some of your classes, you know what I'm saying? Or if they're not in your classes, it might just be some people who you might know, you know, friends, friend, or your friend. Oh, this is his friend. So now since this is his friend, he's your friend too, you know, work like that. And it was like production. I don't know if it's a production company. It's a I think it is. I'm gonna just say a production company. It's a production company. It's called Shoot with a Camera, Not a Gun. It's a guy named Timmy, and the other guy, I don't know who the other guy is, but it's 2 of them, and they both work for this company. So one guy is just pretty much kind of like, I mean, they're both the cameraman, but one guy is more tech savvy than the other, and then the other guy is pretty much the brains of the operation, basically. So like this guy might tell him like, "Yo, this is how I want you to shoot this camera, or this is how I want you to take these pictures and take these videos," and then he'll do it with the camera. So one time, man, we was just like, I don't even know how it happened, but it's been so long ago. We was in a room together, all of us, me, my classmates, some of my teachers, and we were just talking about a short film. And we were just like brainstorming, like, yo, like this is gonna be the name of the short film, this is what it's gonna be about, this person gonna have this role, that person gonna have that role. So we were just brainstorming. So it's like they'll ask us questions, or they'll say something to us, and then it's basically kind of like a call and response thing. So it's like whatever they say to us and whatever we say back to them, they'll write it on board. It was a dry erase board, not the chalkboard, the dry erase board. So we'll just do that. And the whole time while we were brainstorming, that's how we pretty much came up with the project. So we brainstormed for like one whole day. That's all we did. We just brainstormed. Next day, we came back to the after school program. Right when we came back, they did like a little talking. It wasn't even no scripts involved. They just told us like, "Yo, this is your role. That's your role. This is what I want you to say. That's what I want you to say." So we shot it, bro. Like we shot the film, and my character, his name was Malik, and Malik was we were all pretty much high school kids, but it was like the end of the year or whatever, what have you, and we were trying to like go to college, but it was like one dude, he played Peter, and he's black. I don't even know why he would even name himself Peter. He's just like, "Yo, my name's gonna be Peter." So we just start calling him Peter. So next thing I know, um, Peter was in high school with me, and there was other people that was in high school. We're all around the same age, we're all in the same class. And Peter, instead of him trying to graduate high school and go to college and actually get a degree, he was trying to be a drug dealer. So since he was trying to be a drug dealer, and since I was his friend, mind you, I had on the Georgia State sweater. Like when I was 14, because this was at 15. So like the year before that, I was 14. There was a dude that I know from my church, and he graduated from Georgia State. He took me to Georgia State, and he took me to the it's like an area where everything in Georgia State, like it's like a clothing store, sweaters, shirts, hats. So mind you, he took me. It was like a little tour because he like, yo, like he graduated from there. Like, yo, let me take you on a tour. And back then when I was 14, I always said I want to go to Georgia State and go to law school and be a lawyer. So he bought me the sweater, and I used to wear it to school every day. Like it was like a black hoodie, and it had like the strings hanging out. It was a fire hoodie, and it said Georgia State in big blue bold letters. So I used to wear that every single day, bro, and it was dope, right? Because he was supposed to go to college, so but he wanted to be a dope boy. So we went outside, and this was the scene, bro. This was iconic, bro. Mind you, you can look it up. It's on YouTube. Don't have that many views, but hopefully y'all run up the views. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I went outside, and when I went outside, it was a drug dealer who he was talking to. And, he like, yo, like, man, whenever you're ready, man, let me know. So next thing I know, they chopping it up, they talking, and then the drug dealer went back in the building. And when he went back in the building, me and Peter was outside. Mind you, it was just me and him. So it was kind of like you saw the movie ATL with T.I.
I did
Have you ever
not.
heard of it?
I'm aware of it,
Bro,
but I never saw it. Yep.
yeah, bro, you should watch that movie. And the reason why I say that is because this movie was kind of the short film what we did, it was kind of like a spinoff from that movie. And that movie came out, I want to say, in like 2008, 2009, came out in the early 2000s, but it was like a spinoff. So when me and Peter was outside, like I'm telling Peter, like, yo, like you really gonna throw your life away? Like you gonna sell drugs? Like I'm like, bro, like you should really, go to college. And I'm telling him like, yo, like my brother was the same way, but my teacher, so and so, whatever her character name was, she helped my brother go to college and she helped him get a scholarship. So it's like I'm pretty sure the same thing that my teacher did for my brother, she could do the same thing for you. All you gotta do is just go talk to her, be humble, be respectful, and just tell her what what needs to be told, and then y'all just go from there. And mind you, I had Georgia State on my sweater, so he was telling him like, "Yo, make sure you get Georgia State. Like they got the camera, like they blew it up and everything." Because I was talking to him about college, and my sweater said Georgia State, so it was perfect. But that's really how I got into it, just off of the short film. Now, mind you, for my character was very very positive. You know what I'm saying? And I got him on a positive track because he went from wanting to drop out of school to be a dope boy to having a conversation with me. And then from that point on, after having a conversation, he got back in school. He started going back to all his classes. He started passing his classes. He started doing his work, and he just started doing better. But it's like, what if I wouldn't have? What if I wouldn't have had that conversation with him that I did? Then maybe he would have actually sold drugs. He probably would have went to prison, or he probably would have died. You know what I'm saying? So it was a very iconic role for me. And then mind you, I was 15. I didn't even know how to act. Like I didn't know how to act at all. So it was like the lines, it's like I did the lines, but I didn't really have energy. Like like how you like do something and people want you to say something and they like, like put more energy into it. Nobody really said that to me. They just told me what to say and I didn't know how to say it. Like one thing about an actor, like acting isn't just about knowing your lines. You have to know how to say something. You have to read your lines. You have to study them. You have to dissect them one by one. That way, if you have lines, you might have a sad line. When you're saying a sad line, you have to be sad. You know what I'm saying? If you have a line that's happy, you have to be happy. So it's like if you have a happy line, why would you read that line sad? Like why would you bring sad energy to a happy line? It's not gonna make sense. It's gonna throw off everything. It's gonna throw off the script. It's gonna throw off the meaning. It's gonna throw off the purpose. It's just gonna throw off everything. So they just told me what to say, but they didn't tell me what type of energy I should have. And like I said, I was only 15. This was my first time acting, so it was very iconic. But I wish I would have just brought more energy into it. I wish I would have did a little bit better. But it was my first time. You know what I'm saying? And then they put it on. They just put it on YouTube. It don't even have that many views. It only got like 50 views. And that was years ago. Like I said, I was 15. I'm 22 now, so that was like 7 years ago. It don't really have many views, but it's a short film. So that was at 15. And then 3 years later, after that, I went to the studio. It was a guy that I was cool with. His name is Bernard Martin. Like he was kind of like my manager during that time. I met him when I was 16 because that's when I made my first song. I wrote my first song at 15, but I didn't record these songs until I turned 16. And he was like 33, 34 at the time. So since he was older than me, he already had experience in this business. So since he had experience in this business and this industry, he kind of pretty much kind of like took me up under his wing and pretty much gave me game and showed me and taught me the things that he needed to show me and teach me. So that way I can take it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So um when I was 18, because I met him at 16. 2 years later, when I was 18, it was a music video that he did. And it was like two music videos. I made two of his music videos, but one of the music videos, it was like a little acting. Like it was like a little scene where I came from the grocery store. I think I was like sipping some tea or something like that. And I had like a flag. It was like a red flag, like the blood flag. They just wanted me to do it. I don't know why they did that. I had the flag in my back pocket. They took the flag out my back pocket. And once they took the flag out my back pocket, I was all mad about it or whatever, whatever. And then later on in that music video, the dude who took my flag, I beat him up. I beat him up bad. And that was acting. Like I'm like, like it was I think it's called method acting. I would say it was really stunt acting for real. So that
Mm.
was that was that. But then that same year, it's a company called John Casablancas, and they're kind of like an acting agency, but they're scammers. They're scammers, bro. Like John Casablancas, they are scammers. They're expensive. It's just you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't buy John Casablancas. And
I've
by the
actually
way,
heard of John. I've heard of John Casablancas
yeah,
before. Yeah.
they're not legit. They're not legit at all. But during that time, because my granddad's retired now, but during that time, my granddad was working. So when my granddad was working, I think the program overall, he spit out like thousands of dollars, man. So it's like he'll make the payment every week. So the class was an hour. It was from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. It was every single Saturday. And he'll make his payment off of his, I think, debit or credit card. He'll make the payment Friday, and then I'll have it Saturday. So mind you, I did this for a month. Every Saturday, it was like 4 Saturdays because this is 4 weeks in a month. So every Saturday in that month, I did it because I'm telling my granddad like, yo, like I want to act because he already knew about like the short film. He knew about the music video where I was acting. So I'm telling him like, yo, like I'm doing all this, like I'm around acting. I might as well take it seriously. So when I got the opportunity to take it seriously, that's when he started paying for, my training. It was a training program to like make me a better actor.
Hmm.
So the next thing I know, I did it after the month, and after that, I told my granddad I don't want to do it no more. And the only reason why I didn't want to do it no more because I was doing music and I was doing acting at the same time. So it's like at first I wanted I wanted to just be an actor. I was serious about that, and then I kind of put music to the side just so I could focus on the acting career. But then it's like I did the month, and then after I did the month, I put the acting to the side and I wanted to pick back up music and focus on music. So that's what I told my granddad. I'm like, hey, granddad, like, the acting thing is cool, but I kind of really want to focus on music. So it's like, I don't know if I really want to do this John Casablancas thing no more. So he just stopped paying for it and I stopped doing it. But then 2 years later, in 2023, I turned 20. And when I turned 20, from April to May, that whole entire month, from April to May of 2023, I started doing background acting. Just like little projects like, you don't have any lines, you don't get to speak. You're just gonna be seen like you might be a high school student here, or you might be a fan at a football game, and you might be on set for like 12 hours, but they pay you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I started out. I started out at 15, but I'm saying like professionally because when I was
Sure. No, I get
15,
it. Yep.
like that's how I started out professionally. But I really, really, really started at 15. That's where my roots really come from. But then I just started getting paid from it until I turned 20. Started doing background, and then September 2023, I was on Facebook, just scrolling through Facebook. And mind you, I had my own place at this time. I was in Riverdale. It's not really too far from Atlanta. I was just scrolling, and like on Facebook, it's like certain groups, it's like certain casting calls. So you go in there and you see, the information, the name of the project, that, then third. So I'm just scrolling through it. I'm like, okay, hmm, hmm, why not? So whatever information was on that Facebook casting call, I followed it up. And then when I followed it up, during that time, I had a job. I was working security during that time. So all I know is I went to work one day. I got an email. When I got email, I'm like, I wonder what this email is about. I opened it up, and it was the casting director who I submitted my information to. She hit me up through email. Right when she hit me up, she was like, yo, we're gonna be having an in-person casting call at this time. She sent me the address, she sent me the date, she sent me all the info, the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be there. Next thing I know, I went there. Mind you, I didn't have a resume. I didn't have headshots. I didn't have body shots. I didn't have an agent. I didn't have a slate. I didn't have a demo reel. Like all the things that actors and actresses have to have, like basically like tools and resources. I didn't have none of
Sure.
the tools and resources during that time. So um I did the audition, and when I did the audition, like my role was 6 lines. I had 6 lines, but she had me to read the first three. And once I read the first three, she was like cast it. And it was like a little because like when you go to like auditions, they some of them are everybody's different. Like they might not let you see it, but like they always pretty much write notes by your name, like whether it's good or bad. So I did the 3 lines. She was like, "Yo, like you remind me of my son." And mind you, I was 20, but like I played younger, so the age of my character was 15, and it's like I was young. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, of course I'm young, but I play younger. So I'm like, okay, well, I could pull it off. Like I'm 20, I got to play 15-year-old. Okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. So she was like, yo, like, you remind me of my son. It's exactly what she said. So she wrote cast it on my paper, and she asked me, she was like, if we give you this role, it was either her or somebody else. I think it was her because she's the writer. And then right next to her, it was her husband. And then because she was in the middle. So she was in the middle. On the right side of her was her husband. And then on the left side was the producer who pretty much produced the film. So she asked me, she was like, if I give you this role, are you going like follow it up? Like if you have rehearsal or this or that, are you gonna come? I'm like, yeah, yeah, like I'll come, like for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. And she was like, all right now, don't be playing with me because I will kick your ass. Don't fuck around. Now. Like if you say you're gonna do this, then you need to do it. You need to be about it. I'm like, okay, cool. So she wrote cast it on my paper. So right then and there, when she was asking me those questions and she was talking to me the way she was talking to me, right then and there, I knew I had to roll. And then they even like put the cherry on top. She wrote cast it on paper, like cast it. Like I'm like CASTD. I'm like, okay, cool, cool, cool. So next thing I know, I left. I was on the way home. I called my granddad, like literally, and this was the same man who paid for the training class 2 years prior to that. This was the same man who was paying for my studio time when I was like 16, 17. So I called my granddad. I'm walking home. I'm like, granddad, like I had great news. I'm happy. Like I'm the happiest person on earth. I'm like, granddad. He like, what? I'm like, you remember that rehearsal I told you about? He's like, yeah. I'm like, guess what? He was like, what? Man, I got cast. I got the role. I'm finna be in the movie, my first movie. He like, amen, amen, because we Christians. So he like, amen, amen. I'm like, amen, amen. So yeah, so that's really how I got into it. And then I use that project as like leverage to get on other projects. You know what I'm saying? Like I used it to get on TV shows. I used it to get commercials. But then above all, I use it to get an agent. Like I have an agent now. Like I'm signed. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, that's
every
great. You got
all
an
the
agent.
tools and
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. But it's like when I first started out, I was working so hard just so I can get to the point where I am now. So by the grace of God, since I'm at the point where I am now, I don't have to work as hard because I have an agent. You know what I'm saying? Like I work hard, but I don't have to work as hard. And it's like since I'm a businessman, I pretty much control my own schedule. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I use that as leverage. So it's like with the agent, bro. Like if I like, what if I wouldn't have did the movie that I did, I probably wouldn't have an agent. Like I wouldn't have a reel. That's one thing. I wouldn't have like a slate. It's easy to make a slate. So it's like I probably still have a slate. I probably still have a resume, but that project won't be on my resume. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have no agent, and like I probably wouldn't have no reel. So it's like I'm glad that I did the movie. It was pros and cons because I didn't get paid, but it's like I wasn't tripping because it really wasn't about the money. Like it was just really just about the experience for me. You know, I just wanted to just be in the movie. So yeah, bro, that's how I got into acting, bro. For real.
Nice. So you'd referenced earlier that you'd written a song and did some recording. What do you write and what kind of music do you record?
Okay, bro. So honestly, for me, not too many people say it. I don't feel like I write songs. I feel like I write poems
Mm,
because that's what rap stands for. Rap stands for rhythm and poetry. So it's like basically when I write my songs, I'm really writing poems and I turn it into a song. Like it's a poem when I just write the lyrics. And basically what I write, I basically like make music about like maybe like my thoughts, maybe like my everyday thoughts, or I might make music about like what I'm doing or what I'm trying to do or what I feel like I'm gonna do, or like, you know, like what I've been through. So it's a poem. Like when I just write the lyrics, like right now, I could just make lyrics without the beat. I feel like lyrics without the beat to me, because it's my own personal opinion. Lyrics to me without the beat, without rhythm, is just a poem. But then when you take that same poem and you put music and you put rhythm behind it, I feel like that's a song. But for the genre, I'm versatile. I make all type of genres. I make hip hop, and yes, I make hip hop because a lot of people my age, today's society, a lot of people just be rapping. They don't know what hip hop is. It's the difference
mm.
between hip hop and rap. Rap
What is
and
it?
hip hop.
What's the difference?
Okay, so like I said, rap is of course rhythm and poetry, but then I would say hip hop is more. It's more meaning. It's more purpose. Like I would say somebody like uh Tupac, somebody like Biggie Smalls, NWA, Wu Tang, Method Man, Redman, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. That's hip hop right there. Like the '90s, Run DMC, all that. Like that's hip hop. Rap is somebody like Lil Baby, like basically like today's artists. You know what I'm saying? That's rap. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the other difference is like with hip hop and rap, I feel like hip hop was more. It was more of a. It was more of a culture. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop is basically is dancing, is DJing, it's MCing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the whole culture. Like that's what hip hop is. Like hip hop is a culture, bro. Rap is just rap is just rap. I feel like rap is just a genre. That's my personal opinion. Hip hop is the culture. Hip hop is the way to life. Life is hip hop. Hip hop is life. Rap is just rap. It's just meaningless, soulless, bullshit ass music that niggas just go in the studio and excuse my French. They're just bullshit ass music that people just go in the studio and they just fucking make. And you can know that you can hear the difference. Like when somebody making hip hop and when somebody making rap, you can hear the difference. Like I ain't really no rapper. Like I'm a hip hopper. Like I'm somebody who make hip hop. Like I really be talking. Like that's what hip hop is. Like somebody who really make that music for real. Like somebody who make timeless music. You know what I'm saying? It's not just somebody who just go in the studio. Like nah. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you actually put your blood, your sweat, your tears, your time, effort into it. Anybody can make rap. Anybody can go and rap. Anybody can make a rap song. That's fucking easy. My grandma probably could rap if she wanted to. My granddad probably could rap, but everybody can't make hip hop.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a
So
little older than you, so I'm 53. And so like the first hip hop song I remember was by the Sugar Hill Gang back in the late 70s, early 80s, right? And then
that's hip
you had
hop.
like
That's hip hop.
yeah, he had like Fab Five Freddy. He did stuff. Slick Rick was doing hip hop back in the day.
Yep, that's hip hop.
Paper
That's hip hop.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Paperboy out in Sacramento, Too Short in Oakland.
Yep, too
And then
short.
that
Yep, yep.
yeah, that kind of fed
E40,
into
E40. Yep,
yeah,
E40.
Yep. And
Yep.
then I actually
Now that,
had I had Run DMC. I mean, Raising Hell was the album that made him really famous, but I actually had King of Rock, which was their album before Raising Hell. So I actually listened to a lot of Run DMC when I was in high school.
yeah,
And then that fed into the 90s when things got kind of crazy because you had NWA and like, see, like I always liked like A Tribe Called Quest. I always thought they were real clever with their lyrics. Like I thought they were really smart about how they wrote. And then like Public Enemy, like you can't forget Public Enemy because Chuck D is a really smart guy as well. And
yeah,
he wrote
yeah,
some really
yeah,
relevant and pointed songs
yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
So yeah, look,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
53 and I was around when all
yeah.
that shit
And then
started.
you and
So
then you got and then you got Outkast too. I feel like that's hip hop too. Andre
yeah,
3000, the Big Boy. Yep. And they're both from Atlanta. So I gotta throw them in there because I'm from Atlanta too. So yeah, they're legends of Atlanta
yeah.
for sure, for sure.
I
Now
was
that's hip
always a
hop.
big yeah, I was always a Biggie Smalls fan too because he was just such
Yeah,
a smart guy and so
yeah,
talented. Because they said that he wouldn't actually write his lyrics; they would go into the studio and play him beats, and he would make up the lyrics while the beats were going, and they would just record it a lot of times. So like he was such a talented guy. It was such a shame when the that whole East Coast West Coast thing happened to him and Tupac died from that
yeah,
whole thing. That sucked.
yeah, bro. That was crazy, bro. That was a crazy moment right there.
Yep. How'd you get into modeling? I mean, you're a good looking guy. It's not surprising to me that you're modeling, but how'd you get into it?
Man, let me actually go back and think. How did I get in my life? Okay, well, honestly, I got into modeling off a photo shoot. So it's like I did a photo shoot this year, but then I also did a photo shoot last year. So some of the photos that were taken of me, some of them were modeling photos, but then some of them were for like, acting. So when I got all the photos, I picked the ones I wanted to use for modeling and the one I wanted to use for acting. And I kept everything separated. So it's like the ones that I used for modeling, I made my own portfolio. You know what I'm saying? And next thing I know, a year later, like I was looking for work, from last year all the way to this year. I was just looking for work. I never got a modeling gig. But then, bam, this year, uh, and this is how God works, bro. Like God works in mysterious ways, bro. And when I say God, I'm talking about Jesus Christ, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's just for me.
Sure.
I'm not
Yep.
saying y'all. I'm not saying y'all gotta be a Christian, but that's just me. Like I live my whole life on Christianity. You know what I'm saying?
That's great.
I'm real
Yeah,
big on
that's great.
Jesus Christ. I'm real big on God. But um a little brain fart. So like I said, he works in mysterious ways. So what happened? I went to this audition. When I went to this audition, it was a TV show audition. I think it was back in like I wouldn't say like May or something like that. Uh and it was one of the actresses that was there. Her name is Cheryl B. She was there, and when she was there, me and her was just talking. Like we probably talked probably for like 2 or 3 hours because the casting director was late. So while he was late, we was just talking. Like I'm telling her about what I had going on. She telling me about what she had going on, this, that, and third. And she told me she was a model. So I'm like, you a model? She was like, yeah. And I told her, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I'm a model too, but I don't have, work and I don't have a comp card because as a model, you have to have a comp card. I'm like, I don't have a comp card, I don't have work, but I do have a portfolio. So maybe that can open up doors for me, whatever. So uh yeah, she was like, okay, yeah, yeah. So we ended up exchanging numbers. And I think she told me it was a dude, like right then there, she told me it was a dude who can actually like, like get me like hooked on like with certain things, as far as like modeling go. She said his name was Calvin or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. And she said, they're good friends or whatever. Like, she'll talk to him and, let me know, how the conversation went. So I would say maybe like a week or two right after that. Um, I was at a couple of people's house, and these people are actresses. Well, I was at an actress house, but then it was another actress that was there because they're good friends. So next thing I know, She ended up calling me, and when she ended up calling me, she called me or texted me, one of those. And she told me that she talked to Calvin or whatever. So she ended up telling me that he said that I'm gonna be his last model, his last male model. So after he takes me in up under his wing, he's not gonna deal with nobody else right now. For whatever reason, I don't know. She ain't really gonna detail. So she ended up sending me his number. As soon as she sent me his number, I was like, okay, should I go ahead and call him now? She was like, yeah, go ahead and call him now. He expecting your call. I'm like, okay, cool. So I stopped texting her to go call him. Then when I went to go call him, I just, just called him just to, check his temperature, make sure everything was everything. So next thing I know, everything what she said on the phone about what he said the same exact thing. So it's like their story was pretty much everything pretty much lined up or whatever. So he told me, he was like, yeah, man, you're gonna be my last male model, and we got a rehearsal this day, that day, or whatever, blah blah blah. So I went to the rehearsal. I forgot what day the rehearsal was, but rehearsal was from like 1 to 3. I ended up going, and he was telling me about tickets. He was like, you can buy 2 tickets. They're $25 a pop, and you can you can bring some people with you. He was like, you can throw away the tickets, or you can sell them, or you can just give them away, whatever you want to do. They're your tickets. Once you purchase them, you purchase them. So I'm like, okay, cool. So right in there, I sent them $50 in Cash App. I bought my 2 tickets, and then when I went to rehearsal, I had told him, I was like, hey, Calvin, I introduced myself to him like, I'm Warnell Williams III. Cheryl ended up telling you about me. He was like, yeah, Warnell. I was like, I bought the 2 tickets, the same day I talked to you. So he gave me the 2 tickets. So with that being said, it's a fashion show coming up July July 20, I want to say July 19th or 20th. I'll be walking the runway at the Atlanta Fashion Week. That's what it is. It's a fashion show, but they call it Atlanta Fashion Week, and they do it every year. They do it. I think like all over the world. Well, I ain't gonna say all over the world, but I know. Well, actually, no, they do because they be doing it outside of the U.S. too. So they do it every year, like New York, Atlanta. I think maybe like Paris be having stuff, but yeah, like every year they have like fashion shows, and this will be my first time walking the runway. So I'll be performing at the Atlanta Fashion Week show.
That's pretty
So
cool. It
that,
seems like a big opportunity.
yeah, it is. It is. The building is gonna be huge. It's gonna be packed. Like it's gonna be a whole bunch of designers there. It's gonna be actors there. It's gonna be actresses there. It's gonna be CEOs. It's gonna be presidents, vice presidents of this company, that company. Like it's gonna be a hell of an experience, bro. For sure, for sure.
Nice. Yeah, that's gotta be exciting for you. Good for you.
Man, thank you, bro.
Yeah. You also said you're a brand ambassador. What does that involve?
Okay, so uh you said what does it involve?
Yeah, I don't know what a brand ambassador does. So educate me.
Okay, so a brand ambassador is kind of like a model, basically. It goes hand to hand. So it's like basically somebody pays you to pretty much ambassador for their brand. You know what I'm saying? Like they might be like, I pay you a certain amount of money a month for you to like go educate these people about this brand or that brand. Like let's just say I say for instance, Coca-Cola. Everybody knows about Coca-Cola. So as a brand ambassador, since I'm a brand ambassador, and since you're the CEO of Coca-Cola, you might be like, Warnell, since you're this, since you're that, you got this fan base, you got that fan base. How would you feel if I pay you $500 a month to come set up this Coca-Cola area, sell Cokes, and not only do you sell Cokes, you'll pretty much educate people on the company. Not only will you educate people on the company, but you'll also educate people about Coca-Cola, like what's in Coca-Cola, what does it do for you, what it tastes like, just in case, you run into somebody who never had a Coke, you know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it is. Like people pretty much pay me to like promote their company, basically. So I'm basically like a walking billboard. So it goes hand to hand with model. It's pretty much the same thing. But I feel like a brand ambassador is more it's more amplified. So it's kind of like a more amplified scale of a model, basically. So you got model right here, but then right here, brand ambassador.
Wow, that seems like a cool gig too.
Yeah, it is. It is. You can make a lot of money, bro. Make a lot of money, but it's not even just about the money. You make a lot of money. You network with a lot of people. Uh, but yeah, bro, somebody actually put me on with that too as well. So
Yeah, well, it sounds like that Atlanta Fashion Week sounds like a really good networking opportunity. So with you, so you've got acting, you've got music, you've got modeling, you've got the brand ambassador gig going on. It seems like with all those people in one spot, that could be a really good event for you to make some connections and really grow your career. So, um,
mhm.
yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff. That's good.
Man, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, you also talked about uh, being a CEO. What are you the CEO of?
My own record label.
Oh, really?
Yep, I have my own record label. It's called EMC, and EMC stands for Every Moment Counts.
Nice. What is it? Rap music? Is it hip hop? What is it?
Yeah,
What do you?
yeah. I'm actually glad you said that because I didn't tell you the types of music what I make. I make rap, hip hop, uh R&B, I make pop, and then I make gospel rap. So I think that's like five different genres I just said. So that's
Mm.
basically what my record label is. So every genre of music that I make, I incorporate all those different genres into my record label. So it's not just hip hop label. It's not just an R&B label. It's everything. Everything what I just named. That's what my record label is. It's like five different genres all in one label. So five in one, not two in one, not three in one, but five in one.
Well, that's pretty cool. Where do you meet the musicians that you work with?
Man, it's actually so crazy. I actually had an artist. I signed the artist last year, and she's actually an actress as well. She was actually my ex-girlfriend. And also whoever is watching this, never mix business with pleasure unless you're for sure that y'all gonna stay together for a long time. Don't mix business with pleasure. I done tried it before on more than one occasion with multiple different people. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. But I met her, like I said, in the acting industry. So with that situation, I went to a acting audition last year, it's back in 2024. Mind you, I was 21 during that time. She was 30 because I was born 2003. She was born 1993. So I met her at a acting audition. We were both there. We came around the same time. It was like a certain amount of hours that you had to be there. I think it might have been from like 3 to 8. It was like a 5 hour window. So we came around the same time. She was already there when I got there. So I met her, and when I met her, she was we were doing the same exact thing. She was a actress, I was an actor. But mind you, like I was still doing music. Well, I was retired during that time because when I met her, I met her April of 2024. I dropped the album 2 months prior to that. And once I dropped my album, I just went in retirement because, it was just so much stuff going on, like, life be life and then I didn't drop so much music. So it's kind of like I just want to take like a break so that way I can get my mental right and I can get my life right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I ain't really want to focus on music. So I just put that to the side, dropped my album, retired, and then I got back to the acting thing. So we met each other. Then once we met each other in April, uh, a month, literally a month after we got together, we ended up getting into an argument about something so small and something so petty. I was in my feelings so much, so much, right? I made a song called Sometimes in His Life, and I just made a song about my life. But I wrote that song based off what we were going through in our relationship. And then it's like once I start thinking about that, I just start thinking about my life. And then I just made a song called Sometimes in My Life. So that's where that inspiration came from. So when we ended up having a conversation, she told me the traumatic situations that she was in her earlier stages of life. And she was telling me, I've been through this, and I've been through that. This happened to me. That happened to me. So I told her, I said, boom. That's when the light bulb popped off in my head. I'm like, you know what you should do? Maybe you should rap. Maybe that's what you should do. Maybe you should rap and you should become a recording artist. And if you want to, I can actually help you because I've been doing music for years. Because I was 21 during the time. I've been doing this for 5 years. I got 5 years of experience. Now, mind you, she's been acting longer than I've been acting, but I've been doing music longer than her. So as far as like the acting industry, I more so listen to her as far as like acting go. But then when it comes to music, she pretty much listens to me pretty much. So I got her into the music just off of me writing my song, whatever. And then I was writing songs for her. We was going to the studio. I was paying for the studio time. All that was coming out of my pocket. I was managing her. I was promoting her, like everything that record labels do for their artists. That's what I was doing for her. And then it's like I want to do it anyways because we were in a relationship. So I'm like, well, since we're in a relationship, I got my own record label. We're gonna do this the right way. So that's what we did. So I would say I wrote the song in May, and then I would say maybe like later on that month, I end up working on a mixtape called King of Atlanta, and she was featured on that mixtape. Me and her had it was a 10 song project, and out of all those 10 songs, me and her had 3 songs together. So that's how she got into rap. But then maybe like 2 or 3 months later, boom, we came out with a whole collab mixtape called Star Power. It was 9 songs in that project, and we had 8 songs together. So I did 9, uh, and she did 8 of those songs with me because it was like one of the songs I did by myself. She wasn't featured on that. So yeah, bro, that's how that happened. But that's pretty much like the only musician that I work with like in a long time. Like the very first musician that I worked with um was it was back in I want to say 2021. I think I was like 18 when I started working with him. And me and him, we did like one song together. And I put that on one of my old projects back in like I want to say like 2023. Because he lives in Lawrenceville and he has a built-in studio, like because he got like a big old house, like every house in Lawrenceville in that area is pretty much big. So it's like you go to his house, you go downstairs in the basement, he got a whole studio set up, computers and drums. He got everything, the whole 9 yards. So, yeah, so we ended up doing a song together. And then one time he made a beat. He made a beat for me, and he FaceTimed me. And I was at one of my homeboys' house, ex-homeboy, the guy I used to be cool with, and he made the beat. And when he made the beat, I'm like, oh, I like this. So next thing I know, I didn't write nothing to it that night because I was mentally tired. I was mentally drained. I already had enough going on. I didn't really want to focus on writing the song that night. But it's like the next day, I was outside. It was a beautiful day. I was feeling a little less mentally drained, and I wrote the song because the beat was already made. So I think I wrote like I think I had like 3 verses, and I think that's the most verses I ever did. Because normally when I write songs, sometimes I have one verse, sometimes I have two, but this time I did three. I did 3 verses. Well, no, most of the time I have 2 verses, not one, two. Most of the time I have 2 verses, but this time I had 3 verses because that's how the beat was structured. Because like the beat was like a little longer than what I normally prefer to rap over. So I'm like, okay, well, since it's a little longer, I'll just make an extra verse. So next thing I know, I wrote the song. As soon as I wrote the song, I went to his house, recorded it that same day, and he loved it, bro. Like it was dope. And then it's like another song. Uh, we ended up making we recorded it at his house. I wrote the lyrics. I provided the beat on my own, and he was like singing in the background. So he put his vocals on one of my songs. One of my songs, I wrote the lyrics. He provided the beat, and then one of my songs, I provided the beat and the lyrics, and he got on the song with me. So like 3 different songs, we pretty much collab.
Cool. Well, man, it sounds
Yep.
like you got a lot of stuff going on. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast and sharing it all with our guests. So, modeling, acting. I mean, I know you just started the electrician job, but that's a means to an end for you. You
Mhm.
got your record, your record label that you got going on, your brand ambassador. So, great stuff, man. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing it with our audience.
Hey man, thank you, man. To God be the glory, man.
Yeah, good luck at Atlanta Fashion Week, man. That's going to be a great event for you. I'm really excited for you.
Hey man, thank you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, thanks, Warnell. You have a good night.
All right, man. You too.
All right, take care.
All right, bro.
Okay, guys. So there's Warnell. He's got a lot of stuff going on. You heard him talk about how he started in acting, how he started in music, how brand ambassadors operate. Really good opportunity for him at that Atlanta Fashion Week. So when his episode airs, that will already have taken place. So we're hopeful that it went really well for him. He makes good connections and he's able to grow his career. So we thank Warnell for coming on and sharing with you guys what he's got going on. So James puts it up over here every day. Don't forget, head over to our website, saltygingertalk.com. All of our podcast episodes are available there. We got links to all our social media accounts there. You can subscribe to our newsletter that we publish every weekday on our website. And please like, share, comment, subscribe to the podcast on whatever channel you consume it on. Super helpful for us to be able to do that. You don't want to miss our next guest. They've got great stuff to talk about, great life lessons to impart to our audience. So don't miss that episode. We will see you there.